So it would be helpful if you can tell me your names first.
My darling.
Nicole.
And my name's James.
And did you receive treatment with us?
We did.
We certainly did.
What was your overall experience and how was your treatment pathway or journey here? How was it?
It was amazing. Yeah, we had very good success on our first time around, and we just look back on that time as just everyone here was amazing and supportive and really lovely, and
So
yeah.
I guess that's the husband's moment to say
Yeah.
something. So
Yeah.
we had tried for some time to see if we could have a baby, and I remember it like yesterday that we came here, Mr. Calaf. Nicole was emotionally, I think, quite tired of trying, and I think there were two things for me that struck me immediately about our experience. The first was humanness, your humanity and your team's humanity. I think that you feel exceptionally vulnerable when everybody around you seems to be conceiving babies, but your life is very unusual or abnormal, it appears. And so this really was my first experience. And my second was for Nicole. You know, the hardest thing must be to create false expectations or expectations that, you know, are not realistic. And to be in a place of vulnerability and in your team's hands, at no stage, at any stage, did I ever feel anything but truth being said to me, accurate professional advice, with humanity. And that, I think, was incredibly important, vital, actually, whatever the outcome would have been. So that, yeah, that's what I remember.
So you obviously shared your sincere feelings with us, but if I was to be a bit more demanding and say, what is the single most aspect of the care that you receive that you value most?
I think, as James touched on it, the humanness. I mean, everyone treated you like you mattered and you weren't just another number. And when we walked in the door, people remembered our names. And, you know, every step of the process, which was always very stressful, you know, will this step work? Will this work? Will this procedure work? I felt like every time I came, I was just treated with so much love from just everyone, the entire staff, and I just always felt like it was a really warm, caring environment. And so I think the single biggest thing that stands out is just that. Like, every time we came in, we were treated as if we were the most special people. And maybe we are, but I think everyone else is as well. You know?
Yeah. Please, if you go back for your journey here, can you think of one aspect of the care that you received where there is obvious room for improvement?
I don't know.
I mean, I think one of the reasons of talking for our experience is that we just have the highest regard for the professionalism. And my only additional comment to Nicole's is that what you don't appreciate is that the process that you're going to go through is a process, to me, a little bit like analogous to climbing a mountain. And you're given accurate professional steps to each stage of that process. And I think that accuracy, the communication of that process, and its transparency, I think that was something that was very vital to A, what I recall, and B, that standard was extremely high when we came to you. I mean, I can see it
Thank
higher,
you.
to be honest.
So suppose your friend came to a birthday party and took you aside and say, "Oh, I'm having difficulty. Would you recommend? Who would you recommend to have treatment with, in term, or based on your experience? Would you recommend us, or you think we are already doing far too much?"
Well,
We have actually recommended you, particularly, to a few people. So, yes, no, we absolutely would. Absolutely. Although I do feel that you are quite overworked, and I worry about you.
Can we have this on tape, please?
I mean,
that is great.
I mean, I just add one thing to that. I mean, I think that one thing Nicole and I think it was actually how we were treated here, have been incredibly open about the journey that was in our life and how fortunate we are, no doubt, but equally how we went through that process. And to those people that do have difficulties, we've been very open and in fact almost the first to say, "I'll give you Mr. Calif's number."
I think you had, if I remember correctly, you had also particularly complete journey with us because you had the delivery at St. Thomas's.
We did.
And is there anything you remember from this about your antenatal care and delivery? Because it is the same organization.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we spent 6 weeks in special care because they were identical twins and we had them at 32 weeks.
Yeah.
And so, do we remember anything from that period? I think it was a blur. But everyone was amazing. Every aspect of the care that the boys received there, and we received there as parents, was amazing. It was a really long journey. I think, some people were there longer than we were, but 6 weeks is a long time to go home and come back. And, I remember leaving the first day with all my flowers and balloons and no babies. It was really hard. It was really, I think, a really hard time, but fabulous. Everyone there was fabulous. Yeah.
Great.